I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you may be watching this transmission. If you just arrived to Earth from Alpha Centauri, or you arrived from the Andromeda Galaxy and have no idea what's going on Earth, well, the markets are crashing. This is basically panic selling. Stock markets plunge as COVID fears spread. Oil prices fall as much as 30%. Stock prices halted, and bond yields plunge. They halted. And I'm going to tell you how I know it's halted. It's because I tried to put in orders to sell, and it's all rejected. Every single order I put in to sell has been rejected for the last 2 hours. So, North American stock markets were halted shortly after opening on Monday morning as circuit breakers designed to slow down the panic selling kicked in within minutes of opening. The NYSE and NASDAQ and TSX all hit what's known as a level 1 trading halt within minutes of opening Monday morning. So last night Sunday night we were watching the Australian markets and the ASX, the All Ords, even the New Zealand 200 or whatever, the New Zealand 100 or whatever it is. Wow, it was just taking, and the Nikkei and the Hang Seng, it's all coming down for real. Such halt automatically suspends all trading for the market for 15 minutes. After a decline of more than 7%, a level 2 halt is automatically imposed after a decline of 13%. Too bad they don't put that on people's credit cards. They put a halt on your spending. But they don't do that on your credit cards because they want you to spend. So you get forever enslaved. For another 15 minutes, if it declined 20%, a level 3 halt comes in and shut down the trading for the rest of the day. The TSX lost more than 1,400 points, or 8% within minutes of opening, so the Canadian index circuit breaker was triggered. When it reopened, at one point, it was down as much as 1,600 points, or more than 10%. That's the worst day for TSX since 1987! That was such a good year, 87, too. Alf was still on TV, and so was MacGyver, and the A-Team was still on prime time, and Miami Vice. The trading halts were lifted 15 minutes after being implemented. Okay, but I continued both halts, U.S. and Canada. So, selling condition continued between the U.S. and Canada, although not by enough implemented a level second halt. Okay. Well, I've been trying to sell a couple of stocks that I have. Some of them are still up. They're not at a loss, and I'm having a really tough time. Everything's being rejected is what's happening, right? This basically panic selling. Said Peter Cardillo, chief market economist of Spartan Capital in New York. There's a lot of fear in the market, and it's an indication that the global recession is not far away. Wall Street's so-called fear index, known as the VIX, which spikes during times of volatility, jumped 14 points to 56. Remember, it was 31 a week and a half ago when we were looking at the VIX? That's the highest level since 2009 during the financial crisis. Flight to safety. Bond yields in the U.S. and Canada fell to their lowest levels on record as investors fled for safety. Investors flocked towards things like bonds because they are perceived to be safer than other assets, and governments unlikely default their loans. They don't even mention gold in here, eh? What a bunch of losers. What is this, mainstream media? Yeah, it's this mainstream media. They don't mention gold or silver in here, eh? Or even Bitcoin or anything else but this crap. All the bond buying pushes up their price, which counterintuitively drives their yields down. Okay, let's go here. We know that. They don't even touch. So let's go over here over Yahoo Finance. Let's refresh this. Market's open for another 2 hours and 15 minutes. What do we got? The TSX down 1,300 points, down 8.05%, sitting at 14,872. Then we got the S&P 500 down 210 points at 2,761, down 7%. The Dow Jones is down 7.22%, down 1,866 points, down to 23,997. Wow. We're going to go back to like 2013 Dow. I remember when it hit. Was it 2012, 2013 when it finally hit 20,000 when the Dow hit, everyone was celebrating. Well, it's coming down for real. US Canadian dollar, 73-cent dollar here in Canada. Woo! And crude oil at $32.94, down $8.34. A lot of people are getting smashed in oil today. I got out of oil a while ago, so I'm not crying over this. I'm actually, my portfolio is actually still in a very nice position. I'm not crying, right? I just, if I want to sell something, I'm having a tough time to sell. You know, it's not like I'm losing my shirt, but it's not letting me sell. So I'm going to wait another 10 minutes and see if I could sell. Bitcoin to Canadian dollar right now. So the Canadian's about 7,000 from what the exchange is looking at. Crypto 200 down, 162.74. Gold futures at 1,673. We saw last night in Australia, it went over 1,700. The Russell 2000 down 111 points. That's 1,337.89. The 10-year bond down 0.19, so it's at half a percentage point. It's down 27%. This is huge. It's inverting yield curve is what's happening here. The NASDAQ is down 519 points, 8,055. Volatility, VIX, it's up 52.03, up 10%. Volatility is going nuts. And we got the FTSE down in the United Kingdom is down 500 points. 5,965.77. The Nikkei is down 1,000 last night. We covered this, down 19,000. And Canadian to the euro, nobody cares. So that's what's happening right there. So let's go to, sorry guys, I just can't stop yawning, man. It's just, this time change here isn't helping me here. Stocks sync with oil. Canada stocks plunge, oil woes in the biggest drop since 1987 crash. Massive bond rally pushes Canadian yields to record lows. Oil slump offers scant relief to heavily hedged airlines. Latest oil news and prices. So what's happening is here, the flights are going to be like, well, you can get cheaper flights now that oil's going down, but it's not going to be cheaper at the pumps, because once the pumps go down, the price goes down in oil, the price of gasoline spikes through the roof. Just back in, I think it was 2009? No. 2011, 2012, we had the big oil crash, if you guys remember that, right? All right, let's go on. Saudis start all-out war with oil with dramatic price cut. Again, they had a meeting. They sat at the table. The Russians were there. Everybody was there. And they couldn't get a table. They couldn't get an agreement to cut back on oil prices. And now look what's happening. Saudi Arabia has an announcement. It will slash its official selling prices for crude between $4 and $8 a barrel, Arab News reports. Wow. To be in effect from April when the current production cuts expire. The biggest discounts were offered for buyers in Northwestern Europe and the United States. The announcement pressured already severely hurt benchmarks after the failed meeting of OPEC on Friday when Russia refused to take part in further cuts. Right there. Once Russia said, forget it, we're not cutting back, boom. That's what's happening right there. Here it is. While oil prices are crashing and what it means, let's go to what it means. We know why they're crashing. We're in a price war. And now it goes into COVID. COVID undermined energy demand worldwide, but especially in China, which is now the #1 importer of crude oil, guzzling through roughly 10 million barrels per day. Factories have been idled and thousands of flights canceled around the world as COVID outbreak that began in Wuhan, China, has become a global pandemic. Now, let's go back a step now. Now, the green people should be at least celebrating and being happy because no one's burning fossil fuels. Flights are being canceled. We can make a train now to go from California to Hawaii, right? A nice rail, right? The big green deal's coming to fruition. So it looks like it's going good. The International Energy Agency said on Monday that it expects the demand will contract this year for the first time since a recession in 2009. Okay. Will it have an impact on consumers? Big importing nations such as China, India, Germany could get some much-needed relief from the falling energy bills. and consumers benefit in general from lower oil prices and resulting decline in gas prices at the pump, especially in the United States. Retail markets react more directly to supply and demand. Taxes and surcharges make up higher share of the pump prices in Europe, so the effect is less marked. But any reduction in gas prices will likely be outweighed by the dislocation of the economy caused by the COVID-led slowdown in global growth. So guys, let's just take a look at, forget the whole COVID thing. Take a step back, let's take a 180. Let's look at the other side. This is what happens if we go green. So the green people should be being happy about this, because this is what happens to a world that's half the world's going through still an industrial age. This is what usually happens when you want to push half the world to go green, and then you want to push the other half and then ignore the other half of the world. Well, this is what starts to happen. Let's see if we can get our man Steve the plumber has been calling me, and he's been following the bond market here. Let me see if I can get him on the phone here. He's been calling me all morning, so let's see if we can get him on the phone here and see what he has to say. No dice, no pickups. All right, no pickups. No big deal. It says he is now active. Try calling again. Okay, try one more time, and then that's it. I don't want to waste you guys' time here. No dice. All right, no dice. Okay, no big deal, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for joining the channel, being part of the channel, and this is where we're headed with the markets right now. Looking forward to see what the markets are going to do in Australia. I know they have massive injections ready to go in Australia, billions and billions of dollars to inject in the markets to help failing companies instead of helping families who are struggling just to get by. And I'm not talking about homeowner families that bought at the wrong time and they have no more equity in their homes and they can't use their homes as ATM machines. I'm talking about the people that didn't buy into this madness now that are actually the ones that are being crucified for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.